Sawadika, we're delighted you were able to join us for this Tuesday, August 25th edition of Newsline. My name is Sandra Hanutsaha. Newsline broadcasts live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, new cabinet members arrived yesterday to participate in an almsgiving ceremony at Government House to bless them in their new duties. Deputy Prime Minister on Economic Affairs, Somkit Jatusi-Pitak, arrived to pay his respects at 6:45 a.m. He was followed by Deputy Prime Minister Air Chief Marshal Parajin Jantong at 7:30 a.m., who expressed confidence in the new Transport Minister, Akom Tampitya Phaisit, and his new deputy, Sin Chiwapruk. Newly appointed Finance Minister, Apisak Tantiwarawong, paid his respects at 7:15 a.m., followed by newly appointed Public Health Minister, Biasakon Sakon Satyathorn, who vowed to swiftly carry out the ministry's roadmap. Former Natural Resources and Environment Minister General Dapong Ratanatsuwan thanked all his subordinates for their hard work and expressed confidence that the new minister, General Surasak Kanchanarat, will carry out his duties effectively to the best of his abilities. The government is aiming to raise the nation's emergency medical services, or EMS, to that of international standard. Deputy Prime Minister Wisnu Khreungam presided over the second National Local Administrative Meeting on EMS at the Garden Plaza Hat Yai Hotel in Songkhla Province, which is being held from August 24th to 26th of 2015. About 1,800 EMS medical and local administrative officials attended the meeting, which focuses on the contribution of local wisdom to sustainable EMS reform development. Participants are expected to exchange their experiences and develop measures to decrease the fatality rate of EMS patients, which currently stands at 4 million per year. Organizers are also set to extend emergency medical services to all provinces before the end of 2016. Some members of the National Reform Council, or NRC, consider the final draft of the Constitution incomplete. Chairman of the NRC Committee on Political Reform, Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, was joined on Monday by the chairman of the NRC Committee on Legal Reform, Seri Suwanpanon, and chief advisor to the NRC Committee on Legal Reform, Udom Phung, in a press conference on the outcome of a meeting of the committees. The two committees have discussed the details of the draft charter and found that they agreed there are some flaws in the content of the draft, including the completeness of the new Constitution, the likelihood of a problem with the Reform and Reconciliation Committee, which is yet to be set up, and the proportional representation electoral system, as well as the election of the first batch of 123 senators under the new charter. Therefore, the two committees will submit a formal letter to the NRC President, Tianchai Kiranan, asking him to send the draft charter to the Constitutional Court for review first. The chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee has stated that the writing of the preamble of the Constitution only lies within the royal prerogative powers and not anyone else. Constitution Drafting Committee, or CDC Chairman Bawansak Uwano, said on Monday that the charter draft's omission of the preamble of the draft Constitution has been in accordance with the fact that this part of the charter will be completed by the royal prerogative. In order to respect the tradition, the Secretariat of the Cabinet will collaborate with the CDC in submitting the draft charter for His Majesty the King to review when the time comes. Mr. Bawansak said that the presentation of the draft charter for the Royal Review will happen only after the National Reform Council, or NRC, has voted to endorse or reject it, and after the public referendum. He has thanked NRC members who have pointed out that the preamble has been missing, while saying that the decision to send the draft charter to the Constitutional Court to review is within the power of the NRC president. The National Police Commissioner General has expressed disapproval of the proposed development of the Royal Thai Police into a ministry, saying the move would complicate the police's operations. National Police Chief Police General Somyot Phumpanmuang commented on the suggestion by a member of the National Legislative Assembly to urgently restructure the Royal Thai Police through the enactment of the National Police Bill, under which the agency would be converted into a ministry. The police chief said he disagreed with such transformation, reasoning that it would cause difficulties in the police's work. According to Police General Somyot, as a security agency, the police office operates in a similar way to the military. He pointed out that the Commissioner General should possess absolute commanding power, otherwise the efficiency of the organization could be compromised, especially in emergency situations. The National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, has welcomed distinguished guests, which include the minister attached to the Prime Minister's office during its open house event on Monday. Prime Minister's Office Minister and Permanent Secretary Mamluang Panatta Disagul was the guest of honor to preside over the opening ceremony at the NNT headquarters on Phetchaburi Road in Bangkok. The NNT is the organization that oversees the only 24-hour English television service in Thailand called NBT World. Others taking part in this special event were Director General of the Public Relations Department, or PRD, Apinanjan Tharangsi, and foreign ambassadors. Mamluang Panatta said NBT World acts as a channel for the government to communicate with the global community, as well as disseminating accurate and reliable information to members of the public.
I'm certainly sure that this NBT World would connect us to our ASEAN friends and to the world community to understand us, the Thai way of life, the Thainess, the real situation that is happening in our country at the present. So ambassadors from many countries attended this opening session this afternoon, and they said to me that how happy they all feel to be present here among us, and they would love to join us for some of the television programs.
Meanwhile, Deputy Government Spokesman Major General Wirachon Sukondapatipak said it is very important for the government to have such a media outlet for foreign audiences to have a reliable news source.
I think this is very important for the government to have such a media outlet like this, because it's a gateway of the information that the government can send all kind of message to our foreign friends. Because so far to me, you have done such an excellent job. You have made a very better understanding, a good perception. Above of all, you present the facts. So I think you are quite reliable. I have mentioned discuss with my foreign friend, what media outlet that they follow. They told me that they follow NBT World.
On this occasion, foreign ambassadors praised NBT World for its effort and commitment to becoming the nation's leading information provider, while urging the station to keep up the good work. NBT World can be viewed via various platforms such as C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on the NNT's website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And the Bangkok Mass Transit Authority, or BMTA, is expected to sign a procurement deal for NGV buses with Chaw Tui Dollar CN Public Company Limited on September 16th. Acting BMTA Director Prani Sukrason revealed that the Administrative Court has ruled on August 21st to dismiss the case submitted by the private sector over suspected corruption in the BMTA's procurement of 489 NGV buses. The decision on another case filing over the same matter is also expected to be concluded on August 26th. If both cases are cleared, Mrs. Parani said the BMTA will be ready to sign the procurement deal with Chaw Tui Dollar CN Public Company Limited on September 16th and will expect the first 50 buses on November 16th. After all buses have been delivered, the BMTA will conduct a study on the procurement's overall quality and cost-effectiveness before deciding to procure an additional 2,694 vehicles. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break, but first here's a look at the exchange rates and the commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. First among them, to uphold the three pillars: the nation, religion, and the monarchy.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
This is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination. With a touch of Thainess.
Join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome back to Newsline. Our NBT World Correspondent, Kun Niranut Trajakwanit, attended to a seminar hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to raise awareness on ASEAN and how ASEAN member states should work together to strengthen each other so that it can act as one on the global stage. And here's the story.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs organized a seminar on a topic of Our ASEAN, Our Dream to discuss ASEAN's future direction and opportunities for ties towards ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC. ASEAN countries are now working on the ASEAN Community post-2015 vision with a main focus on being bold and progressive in order to allow ASEAN members to eradicate poverty and move their people into the middle class. On the matter concerning economic benefits, Dr. Wimonkan Kosumat, Acting Director General of the Office of Small and Medium Enterprises Promotion, or OSMEP, said that the SME sector is a major contributor to economic growth in ASEAN, whereas the ASEAN SMEs Action Plan could fuel the country's development.
Well, because this year I'm a chairperson of the ASEAN SME Working Group, so my dream would be the dream collectively of our ASEAN SME Working Group. We come up with the AEC vision that we expect our ASEAN SME to be able to integrate seamlessly into the AEC, and that eventually they can increase their international competitiveness and then become innovative firms compared to other SME firms across the region.
She added that if SMEs account for more than 50% of the country's GDP, they would provide up to 80% of job opportunities in the local market. ASEAN Community, which consists of over 600 million people, with the third largest workforce in the world, is poised to become a major global player, since it could constitute the fourth largest market after the EU, US, and China by 2030. I'm Niranut Trajakwanit reporting.
Thank you to Kunina for that report. And the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, Committee on Foreign Affairs has hosted a forum entitled ASEAN Community Forum, Parliamentary Drive Towards Regional Collaboration, to ready the country's policies and legislation for ASEAN integration. Pilaipan Sombatsiri, chairperson of the NLA's Foreign Affairs Committee, said that ASEAN integration will bring about rapid changes in the region, and Thailand must be ready to work alongside various organizations and legislative bodies. The forum was therefore held to exchange views on enhancing the NLA's role in the region and to discuss the effective coordination and synthesis of ASEAN policies. The forum featured a keynote address from former Foreign Minister Tet Bunak on the importance of ASEAN integration and discussions on Thailand's role in ASEAN policy making. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission has signed an agreement to help Cambodia to develop the telecom sector. Air Chief Marshal Taret Bunsi, chairman of the NBTC and the representative of Cambodia's telecom regulator, on Monday signed a memorandum of understanding on the exchange of information related to telecommunications. The Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, was initiated to promote joint development of both countries in order for the two countries to be ready for the regional integration of the ASEAN Economic Community later this year. Such a collaboration is expected to benefit the people of the two Southeast Asian nations, as the two neighbors will be engaged in more exchange of information related to the management of frequencies and specialized personnel. NBTC Secretary General Thakon Tantasit said that the cooperation will also be seeking ways to make telecom operators from both countries to collect the same rates of mobile phone fees in the future while working on the solutions to all problems related to the disruption of frequencies along the border areas. North and South Korea reached an agreement early today to end a standoff involving an exchange of artillery fire that had pushed the divided peninsula into a state of heightened military tension. Video provided by South Korean Presidential Office showed North Korean Director of the General Political Bureau of the Korean People's Army, Hwang Pyong-so, and South Korean Director of National Security Office, Kim Kwon-jin, finishing the rare meeting and taking a group photograph. Under the accord reached after midnight on Tuesday morning, after more than 2 days of talks, North Korea expressed regret over the recent wounding of South Korean soldiers in a landmine incident, and Seoul agreed to halt anti-Pyongyang propaganda broadcasts, both sides said. North Korea also agreed to end the semi-state of war it had declared. The two sides will hold follow-up talks to discuss a range of issues on improving ties, the joint statement said. European stocks slumped on Monday following a rout in Chinese markets, wiping hundreds of billions of euros off leading shares and sending one benchmark index to a 7-month low. Trading screens flashed red across the region as the stock markets in Frankfurt fell and Paris fell more than 5%, while Athens' bourse, already down sharply due to Greece's debt problems, slumped around 10%. The FTSE Euro first joined Frankfurt stocks and sank to its lowest level since January, having lost more than €1 trillion in market value since the start of the month as China's devaluation of the yuan stoked fears of global economic deflation. Chinese stocks plunged more than 8% on Monday in their biggest one-day loss since the height of the global financial crisis in 2007, after Beijing held back expected policy support at the weekend following last week's 11% slide. French President François Hollande on Monday awarded France's highest honor, the Légion d'honneur, to 3 U.S. citizens and a Briton who helped disarm a machine gun-toting suspected Islamist militant on a train last week. The award came a day after it was revealed that one of the Americans, Spencer Stone, also appeared to have saved the life of a fellow passenger. The suspect's lawyer said on Sunday the man named by intelligence sources as Ayoub El Kazani, 26, of Morocco, is dumbfounded at having been taken for an Islamist militant and says he only intended to rob people on board because he was hungry. The 4 men, Spencer Stone, 23, student Anthony Sadler, also 23, National Guardsman Alex Scarlatos, 22, and Chris Norman, a 62-year-old British consultant who lives in France, were decorated at a ceremony held at the Élysée Palace. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and you can also check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're going to say goodbye today with the beautiful scenery of Ba Thuong flowers in Songkhla province. I'm Sandra Han Utsahat for Newsline. Have a great day. Sawasdee ka.